Hello, this is Grandmaster or Bust, and as you can see, I'm an expert. I was a Grandmaster, but or busted. I was a Grandmaster for about 3 goes, and I've been going downhill ever since, which is a bit of a problem. Why? I do not know. I'm pretty good at this game, and I'm always looking for a few answers as to why one has lost. And I'm going to go for progressive with true random here. Let's see if I get a game with this guy. What am I here? Right, okay. I'm up against a motley bunch of people. Normally I do these games at high speed and give a running commentary which is pertinent to the errors and the and the good moves that one makes. I've got a reasonably good position here for a change. Let's just take this one. And that was a very bad situation there. Right, I'm going to grab this one here for no other reason than I have to grab one. And I'm going to move this 5 down to Mexico, threatening to go into South America, which I'm hoping the others will give up to me, but I doubt it. So, well, that was a bad start. Suddenly a good position has gone into a bad position. I'm always looking for some sort of ninja move, but what I have discovered is that there aren't any. Risk is a game where, quite frankly, when there's 5 players, it's a 1 in 5 chance, and when there's 6 players, it's 1 in 6, and when there's 2 players, it's a 50-50 chance. Usually it depends on how you start the game with a one-on-one. He wants an alliance now. Let's see. Well, it doesn't do me any good to be an alliance with him, but it doesn't do me any harm either. So I can't see any point in saying no to him. I don't want to piss him off in any way. I'm hoping, right, 4's clearing out, so I might have a chance of getting South America there. If you're lucky at the beginning of a game, and within the first 5 rounds, you can get a continent, it's quite a big advantage. So a good start can last you for the entire game, right up to a win. But it's not necessary. Sometimes you can linger around until the cards get into interesting levels. Usually around about the 6th or 7th round. If you're still around, then you're back in with a fighting chance. In fact, you might actually be in with the better chance, because being in a position to pick off some of the smaller players who are, got a 2 or 3 pieces left on the board, and you come in at that moment and sweep them up, that can give you a complete win. In fact, that's quite a common tactic. I say tactic. One doesn't really have tactics in this game. One plays cautiously to survive. What I had noticed was when I hit Grandmaster level, I immediately became a target. So every single game I played, the swines were going to attack me. And then I think to myself, well, actually, that's what I do when I see Grandmasters. I think, let's try and knock out the Grandmaster, because they must be good. But if we can get them early on, then they're even better, because there's nothing better than a dead Grandmaster. Right, let's see if I can actually get anywhere here. Right, I'm not going to move anything around, because I don't like to leave too many single players single territories with one on at the beginning, because those are the places that people pick off. And if you become too concentrated in one area, you are just setting yourself up to be hit by one of those guys who gets a set for 20 at that moment, and then just sweeps in and takes you off the board. I particularly like this. Particularly like the new formats. One can see how many armies that people have got and how many territories at a glance. And I love checking out what people are. Here's a Grandmaster. Well, no, here's a Master, I should say. And longest win streak 6, longest lose streak 21. Goodness me. They usually say 14. Let's see what this guy says. I've just done him, haven't I? Let's see what this guy is. He's a novice. I should be concentrating on the game, of course, but I'm making a video. Oh, have I just done him? Yes, I have. Right. This one's a novice. He's played 38 games, so he should be easy, shouldn't he? He's longest win streak 1. I love that. That's the type of person that I want to be playing. And let's look at these guys. This guy's an expert. He's been playing forever. Longest win streak's 10. And he's had a good win at a 2-minute 48 in 4 turns. Yes, it's possible to win in 4 turns. Oh, now then, I could fight that 7, but that would be no good, because I would lose. So what I'm going to do is simply spread out and take that 1. And I'm now thinking I'm not going to get that territory. So let's concentrate. Right, now then I've left that open because it's now going to tempt him, the orange, to take Argentina and Brazil, and it might tempt red to come in as well. What that does, I can't get rid of that. I can't get that 8 out the way now. I really want to get 8 out of the way. Perhaps I should put it down to Argentina. There you are. As soon as you leave a 1. As soon as you leave the 1, somebody comes and takes it. Now then, I'm rather stuck as to what my strategy should be. I've got 3 cards. I'm going first, so I'm only going to get 4 when I put the cards in, and that's not going to do me any good at all. So I'm hoping that other people start throwing in cards at an early stage, so that it will at least give me an extra number. I could go to start building up in Asia. There's plenty of 1s to pick off there, and that might be a very useful tactic. But let's take a look at what orange is. Or have I already taken a look at orange? Expert. Longest win streak, 31. Now then, he's obviously a guy that's been a Grandmaster, and he too has been dragged down to my level. So he's a dangerous character. People with these very long win streaks have 2 aspects to them. That one, they could have just been very good and been playing not so good players, or they could have been cheating and just playing friends, playing a friend that you can beat all the time is a good way of becoming a Grandmaster. This is an interesting game. I think to myself, I should be playing chess, or I should be playing Go. Both of these games are games that I used to play many years ago, and I got quite good at them. What I did discover is that you can learn chess. and you can learn Go as well. You can learn all the tricks of the trade, so to speak. Chess, there's an awful lot to learn, but if you learn a lot of chess, you end up playing at people who have also learned a lot of chess, and you end up once again with all these stalemates. And I don't like stalemate games. Chess is one of those that that's so bad. I'm going to push that up there. Chess is one of those games where you can end up with a lot of stalemates, especially when you're at the high level. Of course, nowadays I get beaten just instantly. I can't remember any of the openings, and that's pretty crucial. This game, you can't really learn too much because there's a lot of psychology that goes on behind it. It's a shame that we're not playing face to face with people. If you played it on Zoom, you would have a totally different game. You kind of read people's faces and you hear them talk. But of course, what would happen is that if I was playing this game online using Zoom, I would notice that I'm playing against a bunch of 10-year-olds or something. It's one of the reasons why I don't like playing the fixed cards games, because basically you're waiting for their mothers to call them to go to bed and thus give up the game. You get a lot of stalemates with the fixed card rules. And essentially you win by outlasting the other players. Can you actually sit there for 3 hours playing the game? With progressive cards, it very rarely goes beyond 14 rounds, which is pretty long, can be long enough anyway. Right, I'm looking at here and I'm thinking blue is in a very, very good position, and red's not doing too bad, but red's probably going to get got by blue, which, because blue is spread out more, red is nicely compact, and I'm a bit spread out. That's the only thing that's saving me as being spread out. But I've got, how many players have I got? I've got 22 now, and I'm up again. And blue's got 31. Well, I've got a number that's reasonable, but I'm in no real good position. I'm looking at green as my possible victim. How I'm going to get them, I don't know. I don't want to block myself off in any way. So I think I'll start moving from Siberia across into North America and hope that I can actually get a good set and then sweep green off the map and get his cards or her cards. I mean, the picture there is of a Chinese lady, so maybe it's a lady. I doubt it somehow. This is a game that boys play. I've been playing it since I was about 7 years old. Ah, there goes Orange. Now, Orange with luck. Ah, great. Orange is doing what one hoped and getting into a fist fight with Red. Now then, I shall continue to sit there with my 8. Should I push more into 8? That's not at the moment. I'll probably reinforce it later on. Ah, my dice. Oh, this is that random roll rather than balanced blitz. This is a terrible putting that random roll makes it all that much more random. If any of you want a tip as to how to become a Grandmaster, well, the easiest way is to play those one-on-one games or set up games with a couple of bots and then invite low-ranking players in to play them, because the bots will give them a lot of problems because they don't quite know what they're doing, and you knowing what the bots are doing in effect have a couple of allies on your hand, and so it makes it easier to pick these people up. However, what I have noticed, maybe it's something with the new game, is that if you are a high-ranking player, say a master, and you are playing low-ranking players, especially if there's only one on the board and a couple of bots, you actually lose points even when you win. So you have to set your games up so that you're playing people of a reasonably equal rank to you. Or you join somebody else's game. If you join someone else's game and win, you can win a lot bigger than the games that you set up yourself. But of course, you can step right into traps. There are people who cheat at this game. All they need is 2 iPads, and they've got a winning formula. Two operating 2 players on the same board, pretending to be 2 different players, can tip the balance completely in your favour. I've played a few games with people who were obviously doing that. I've beaten a couple of players doing that, but it's not easy. They often try to pretend not to be in cahoots with each other, and thus attack each other just when you begin to think they're in cahoots. They attack each other, take off a couple of armies, and then just to show you that they're not really playing together, and then suddenly they revert to type again. They do some strange things. Usually, what people you will notice somebody plays. There are 2 players, and one of them is doing a lot of things, and the other's not doing so much. They're just building up. So you have the suicider, and then the one to come in with the coup de grace. And that is one of the issues with this game, is that some players like to simply attack you, no matter what. Whether it's for their own good or not, it doesn't matter. Oh, there you are. I nearly forgot that I had a set there. Perhaps I should have taken more notice. But it doesn't matter. I'm just... It's a low set anyway. Yes, I did forget. You get extra armies if you cash in the cards that have got that country's name on it. So I'd have got, if I'd pushed, told it to have the to play the Argentinian card, I should have checked just to see whether it would have given me an extra one. But I was talking, playing and talking. This is one of the reasons why I don't post as many games as I should in order to build up the channel. It's because playing and talking usually means I lose. So I'm sure that you would love to see me lose a game, wouldn't you? It's really boring watching me lose. I scream, I cry, I crawl on the floor. Now the number red, colour red. What's he going to do? Well, I'm hoping that he's going to go and knock out orange there, because orange is trying to look all unthreatening by pushing back. And maybe, although my plan was to take out green, green's looking a bit good at the moment. But perhaps orange is going to be the one that I catch with a set. Let's see what I've got. No, I haven't got a set. But if I can last long enough, I think orange may well be my victim. I'm hoping that green clears orange out of Europe, which is quite possible. Orange is hiding up in Irkutsk, I do believe that country is called. I've actually been to Irkutsk. on Lake Baikal. A very picturesque place, full of drunken Russians, seriously drunken Russians. The place smelt of vodka as soon as you got off the train. Yes, the Trans-Siberian Express is quite an experience. You never quite know what time zone you're in, and the lunch car or dinner car is always on a different time zone to the one you think you're on. Yes, the menu always said fish, meat, and that was your choice. Right, what am I going to do? I'm not looking too good here. I think red's going to win. But orange is now going to clear me out. That's what he does with a set. And that wasn't a good move for orange because now red will come in. They never learn. Suicides. So, what am I... Oh, suicide. Kill. He's just killed me and he's missed me. And will this happen? Will he kill me? And it looks like he's... and I'm dead. Bastard. Right, let's see how many I've gone down this time. All right. Oh, I should be watching this game to the bitter end. Oh, sorry. You would have loved to have seen who won. Well, I'll play another game. This is going to be a long video. Let's see what I can come up with here. Yes, what was my mistake there? Bad dice, stupidity, talking too much. Really got to concentrate. This game is, well, there's a few basic rules that you have to think in terms of. One, it is with progressive cards. Oh, true random. I hate that. Let's see. It gives you random games. But there you go. With progressive cards, really you need to think in terms of getting lasting long enough and being in a good position to take out another player when the sets begin to grow. Now then, despite the fact that I was spread out on that one, the other player, who was also spread out, was in a position to take me out, and that's because I had to put my cards in early because I was playing before them. The order of play there dictated that loss. In fact, this is a lesson in life, the order of play. Does experience count? Well, luck can go against you. Some people just simply screw you over, and it helps if you know what you're doing, but quite frankly, you can win purely by chance. And I'm waiting. Oh, this is going to be one of those games. This is one of the problems that I've had setting up games that I think that I can win, is that I haven't got the patience to wait for people to join. You would imagine that in these days of the coronavirus, there would have been thousands of people amusing themselves by playing Risk. But here we are, we're off. They want to play some of the other versions of Risk here. I do like playing Capitals, I must admit. That's an interesting variation. It's played with progressive cards, but having the Capitals there gives an extra dimension. Oh, it's going to be a slow start. And once again, the person who goes first gets a choice of Australia or South America. That's where they usually start. There it goes. You can fight against them. There's 4 of us here. I might just go for Europe and not bother trying to fight them for those. Oh, somebody else is just going for Europe. Oh, well, I'm going to go for South America. And purple is going to do what? Go for Africa? Or is he going to try and get Australia. Who are these people? Let's take a look. He's an expert. And well, pretty average. Let's look at this one, another expert. 51 games. Oh, well, an expert that's moved up the ranks quickly, probably playing friends. I say that, who knows, it may just be very good. Longest winning streak, 3. Oh, right, well, we're all going for a continent. Obviously, yellow's going to get Australia, and I'm going to be allowed to get South America. The guy who gets Europe, if he can get Europe early on, has a very good chance of winning. Oh, he's opted out of that, so that was a stupid move on his behalf. Let's hope that he doesn't want to screw me over. No, he doesn't. So, right, well, I've got a continent. And it's going to be a longish game on that score. Let's go there. Right, everybody's clumping themselves up into one area, so we might as well go for it. And the person with the fastest growth rate at the beginning, red's ahead of me, so he's going to get a... Right, well, that's going to stop him. I have to stop him. Just as yellow had to stop them up there. And now red will go into Africa, and we'll swap that over as our first move. And red's going up there, good. I only have to knock out 1, just to see he only has to knock out 1 to get that continent. And then I have the possibility of getting 5s, and he has the possibility of getting 5 as well. So it's a good balanced position. So what am I going to do with all the rest? Oh, we haven't looked at... Oh, this is a beginner. There's a beginner in here, purple. Played 25 games. Oh yes, we have looked at this guy. Senility. Yes, I did think that one could do these channels with a the way of risk sort of approach to it, where one said things like do nothing useless, or always be cutting. That's the way of the sword. The samurai swordsman would say things like that. Always be slicing your opponent in some way. Make no move that isn't going to injure your opponent. It's like a butcher's list on which are the best bits to cut. And no matter what you do, you always should cut them. Because red has got a good position in Europe because he only has to defend that one position in the middle, and he can sit there and everybody will get frightened of them because they will be growing at a greater rate than anyone else. I take it that yellow is going to sit in Australia and build up and watch everybody else fight. Now then, I'm going to ally with... Oh, he's offline. He's already given up. Oh, right. Now then, here's a bot there. Bots tend to always put forces right next to yours. If you build up, they start building up beside you. So don't encourage them. Now, why would he do that? Why would he give up at this stage? Oh, well, obviously his mother's called him to tea. I don't know what time zone people are on. It's morning here, around about lunchtime. I'm in deepest Malaysia, where we have a very solid lockdown. The Malaysian government's actually doing very well with the coronavirus, and relatively speaking, it's doing considerably better than the UK. There are very few deaths here, and it's got half the population of the UK, and it's got a lot of territory, so people are a bit more spread out, so it's perhaps easier to isolate people here. And where I live, there's no public transport at all, so nobody gets on tube stations or MTRs or MRTs if you're living in Singapore or Hong Kong. So we don't clump together quite so much here. Let's see what... I'm planning on attacking red big time, I think. So, weakening them. Of course, weakening them just makes it easier for yellow to pick me off. So if I can just stop them growing and grow faster than them, then I shall win, says. Maybe I'll win this time. Last time I lost through distraction. Of course, one has got to talk a lot when making these videos because one is supposedly telling people how to win at risk. And one of the ways of winning is to husband your resources. Now then, there are other people who will give you sort of hard and fast rules, like always get Australia. All you need to do is get North America and South America and you've won. Well, yeah, all you need to do, but nobody's going to let you do that. It's a bit like saying all you need to do to win is to win. But largely you want other people to fight each other, and that will enable you to swoop in at the appropriate moment. So it's a matter of positioning yourself in a way that you can sweep through the other players in one go. And this picking the territories beforehand rather than using a random play does tend to clump everybody up and make it easy for one player to suddenly burst out and do an enormous amount of damage. Notice how purple has stopped building up forces beside me. If you're playing the bots in this game, you will always win. They're pretty stupid. You may well have worn yourself out knocking out the real players, and thus the bots come in and pick you off. So they can actually win that way. But when you're playing with a bunch of bots, it's always best to concentrate on the real players and let the bots go berserk in their own way. They very often pick each other off. Bots play like beginners. They attack everything and wear themselves out. What you've got to do is, as I say, husband your resources. There usually comes a time in the game when you actually have to make a real hardcore decision. You've only just got enough to knock someone out, but one bad dice roll and you know that you won't do it. However, if you don't make that attempt, you'll never know, because you know that the order of play means that someone is going to put in a set and they will take you out instead. Right, let's see what red will do. Well, Now I'm going to offer him an alliance, if I can. Because then we'll... No, I can't. Host a deactivated alliance, is that right? Well, I would have offered red an alliance so that we both, in theory, gang up on yellow. Because, oh, he'd like to be friends. I don't know why. And that player's still offline. Go away. Yes, these players would like to be friends. I haven't managed to play a friends-only game. I think I'm on a different time zone from most of them, and just managing the time to get on at the same time as them is pretty impossible, frankly. I've never really worked out how to use Discord. Whenever I look at Discord, people speak in a language that I do not understand. I think they're speaking TeamSpeak. Perhaps that's my problem here. I'm not young enough to play this game. Just because I've played it forever doesn't mean I'm any better at it. So that's another life lesson. In fact, playing Risk is full of life lessons. No matter how expert at it you are, you can always lose. No matter how good your position is at the beginning, some idiot can come and attack you and ruin it, and thus lose the game for both of you. Your associates can drag you down with them. What other life lessons can you learn? Well, one of the life lessons you can learn is that you can't learn any life lessons. Well, now Red has done something really stupid there. He's given me little opportunity to do anything but attack him. So that's just force him to attack yellow. Now I'm concerned about purple. Purple is going to, purple's going to attack me sooner or later. Yeah, sooner. Right, well, obviously purple is going to be my main aim now. And red will love that fact. Red will now hopefully concentrate on yellow whilst I fight back against the scourge of the bot. Go on, yellow, go and attack Ukraine. Right, what's red going to do now? Perhaps I should just go for red. It would weaken them considerably. Now, would weakening them considerably just make it easier for yellow to take them, or make it easier for yellow to take me? Oh, the tension mounts. So red's obviously thinking what's going to happen here. Yes, it could be a good move to knock out red. However, what I have learnt is usually my first instincts are the best ones to go with. And that's another life lesson. Once you've learnt something to a certain degree, allow your intuition to play in, but it takes a while for your intuition to be just a random guesswork. Second guessing yourself is a real problem in life as well as in Risk. you suddenly doubt your own expertise. You suddenly doubt what your natural instinct tells you. Some youngster comes along with some flashy ability with a new piece of technology, and you begin to think, oh, well, I guess I should just roll over and let them go ahead because they must know more than me. But of course they don't. I have noticed, and I'm talking all the time here, so I would say that people who talk a lot usually know very little. People with lots to say are usually pretty ignorant, whereas the people who know a lot are usually pretty kind of circumspect about the things they say. They don't quite know. They know that they don't know, so to speak. The more you learn, the more you know that you don't know. And so you kind of think, oh, I'm not going to jump in here. Let's see what the situation is. Let's be absolutely clear. Because what I do know is that if you make a bad decision, it's far worse than doing nothing at all, which of course frustrates a lot of youngsters. I am in favour of doing rather than not doing, however. And sometimes you have to do things on the basis of partial evidence and then bluff your way past those areas and during those times where your ignorance is very apparent to other people. And a lot of people can get quite a long way on simply bluffing. Look at Donald Trump, for instance. Boris Johnson, is he a bluffer? No, Boris Johnson's actually a very good writer. He's very funny. He's a very witty character. Is he a prime minister? Well, I doubt it. Unfortunately, he is the prime minister of Great Britain. Here in Malaysia, we too have a governance problem. But at the moment, they seem to be doing rather well for themselves. I think I might well have made a good decision by attacking this guy. Let's see what the bot does now. Because Red doesn't want to attack me because he doesn't want to be fighting on two fronts, so he can quietly whittle away Yellow. Yes, I think I've done quite well. Right, now I'm going to get back my South American continent. As soon as I get back South America, then I become a problem for Red. But we're coming up to the 5th round soon. So this is an interesting game it's turning out to be. Nobody's doing anything too stupid. And we have a bot going berserk. And I'm the guy that's fighting the bot. I suspect Yellow's leaving that 4 of purple up there in the hope that I can weaken purple sufficiently for him to knock that one out and get the cards. Because purple having 4 cards there, I've really... bots tend to throw their cards in as soon as they get a set. You have to forgive me for coughing. And no, it's not coronavirus. It's just me talking and my mouth is getting dry. I live in one of the most humid countries in the world, but because we're indoors all the damn time at the moment, in dusty, air-conditioned environments, one's exposed to a lot of rather dry air. My wife is out with the Red Crescent at the moment, taking photographs of food deliveries. I shall be out with them tomorrow filming a delivery of fish. The government has done a deal with the local fish producers to buy their products for a cut down price, of course, but buy it nonetheless, and then distribute it amongst those people who are on the poverty line. And it can be quite tough in this country if you aren't earning money. On the other hand, you don't need a lot of money to live pretty well here. One of the nice things about Malaysia is that people are pretty nice to each other. The Malays might be politically rapacious, especially with regard to the Chinese, but face to face, they're pretty nice to them. The way the country is set up, where the Bumiputra supposedly have and that's the people of the land, and that basically means the Malay. But it also, the reason why they call them Bumiputra and not plain and simple Malay is because in Sarawak and Sabah there are many different tribes, the Iban and the Dayak. And for some reason they tend to be Christian. Well, because there's a lot of missionaries went out to Christianize them. They're Christian, sort of Christian. They believe in most of the old spirits as well. Similarly, the Malays are Muslims, but they also have their local witch doctors who trade off natural medicines. Let's put it that way. They sell herbs and what have you, and they throw a few bones to tell the future and all that sort of stuff. There's a heavy belief in ghosts and spirits, despite the Quran saying that these things don't really exist. In fact, there's quite a lot of the imams are dead against what is called Malay culture, which is all very strange when you consider that the definition of a Malay that they have in the constitution is that they are believers in Islam. In fact, if you are a Malay, that's what you've got to be. Don't want to give up your Malay status in this country. Get extra money for having that. You get education. Chinese have to pay for their education. Chinese don't like to go to the Malay schools nowadays, though, because there's too much religion in them. They used to. Everybody used to be educated together when the Brits were here. They all went to school together. Well, they were all very friendly, and they went to each other's homes. Now they've got segregated, which is not a good idea. Singapore, they're not segregated. In fact, they've made a rule there that everybody's got to. You've got to have so many Indians, so many Malays, so many expats, and so many Chinese, all living together in various estates and so on. So they don't like to see ghettos growing up, except, of course, with their itinerant workers who work on the building sites. And, I keep forgetting to collect my cards. Is that a good set? Well, yeah, okay. It's because I'm talking. And, yeah, that was a good move. Now I'm positioning myself to take purple. Now then, can I do it? Who's purple going to attack? Well, red's obviously going to go for purple. I'm going to go for purple. I should perhaps go for red. The cards are getting interesting now, and I haven't got a set, but I think purple is the one that's going to be taken out first, and I suspect red's going to go for him right now. He's in a very good position to do so. Let's take a look at the numbers here. What have I got? I got 52, red's got 60, yellow's got 48, see, and purple's got 11. So, no, purple's got 24, I should say. Definitely should get purple. Which way round shall I go to get purple? No, red's going to go for purple now. If red doesn't get purple in this go, then I might stand a chance. But what I can see is that I'm too spread out with my defensive system. And right now, what I need to do is what yellow's done. Yellow's getting ready. What I might do is I'll go and take Australia and then move as many of my troops into Thailand as possible. Because now we're getting into this territory. And red's going to get purple and get their cards, and they'll probably then go for me. Yeah. Well, it looks like I'm going to lose again. How irritating. Look at that. All right, come on, those random dice. Now, what's red going to do? He's got 18 on Ukraine, so he may well be very, very tempted to just go for a yellow. I hope so. I hope he puts in a set there and attacks that 37. In fact, he'd do very well to attack that 37 because he hasn't got enough to get me. But he has got enough to really do damage to yellow and thus give me a chance. If I had a set right now, I'd say it was 50-50, but I don't have a set, so I'm pretty much in a bad situation. If he goes for me now, he's going to set me up so that yellow gets me. What have I got? I've got 52, and he doesn't stand a chance. And he hasn't gone for me. So what should I do? Well, certainly I should knock out some of his ill-gotten gains. But I can't, if I had a set now. So that's just knock that. Knock that. Don't want him growing. And now let's knock that. Knock that. Knock that. Should I go for it? No. That was a stupid idea. But I'm now going to go and put this up here. Now I'm relatively spread out, and I'm hoping that by spreading out that way, yellow with its 37 up at the top feels like he has to take Ukraine before he gets to me, or he has to hit that 23 before he can really wipe me out. So he's going to go for red, I think. Yep, he's going for red. Which direction is he going to go for red, though? Yes, he's going that way. Great. Oh, he's not going to go at all. Is he going? Is he? Yes, he's going. He's going for... Go on, go for him. Damn you. Red's going to go for me. I've got a set, Ray. So if I come out of this, if I'm alive, I come out of this alive. I don't know whether I'm in any position to win. Yellow's far too powerful. He's got 40. I've got 49. A set will give me 20. Might have something like 20, 25 or 30 on there. So I'm 30 against 40, really. I can't see if that's going to happen. And what's it? He's got 87. He's going to come against 49. He's got to split his forces, which is good. So he's not going to... Oh, well, he's doing something stupid there. He's not going to get me. He must have realised by now. So what's he going to do? He's going to sit on that, I think. He's just realised. Or perhaps he hasn't. Perhaps he knew, and it's all part of some grand strategy which is going to surprise me and kill me. Grandmaster or bust, eh? Maybe a bust. This is going to be a really long video. I don't know how anybody sits through these things at length. I watch Master Risk, or is it Risk Master, his channel, and he goes on and on and on and on and on. And he plays live games, and he just records those. They're far cheaper to, in terms of time. Right. Let's give myself a chance here. Okay. Let's see if I can do it. Yellow. Right, this is the moment. I don't really have any other choice than this. If I win... Oh, wow, I might win. I might just win. Let's move swiftly here. Can I get him? Oh, I should have done that the other way around, give myself an extra 3. But this will do. Will I do it? Yes! Well, I now stand a very good chance. So what am I going to do? Let's take as much of his as possible. And see if I can... avoid giving him an easy route to get me. Let's just examine what we've got here. I can't beat him. So yes, he's going to get blocked. If he goes around there, okay, that's probably as much as I need to do. And I'm going to push that to there. Now he needs to split up his forces, and hopefully I've got a set. Yes, I've got a set. And hopefully he hasn't, and he hasn't got a set. So I might, just might, be able to win here. He's thinking, he hasn't got a set, and he's got 69, I've got 62, but he's got to split his forces up to get me, and he's not going to bother doing that. He's just going to do as much damage as he possibly can. And I've got a nice line. He's not going to split It's not. I don't need to split my forces to get him, so I've got a nice sort of run up against him. So what is he going to do? He's probably going to try and get that 19. Or he's going to go and take as many ones as possible. Where's he going? Which direction is he going to go in? He's going in that direction. He's going to get the 19, so that's a reasonable thing to do. Everybody has played pretty good game here. The purple has been, in effect, the tiebreaker, and I was in a good position to get purple. Mind you, having said that, I still might screw it up now. So where shall I go? Right, I'm going to go from there. Right, I've got to move quickly. The new format of this game apparently allows you to move quicker, so you can take more pieces in a shorter time, which is both good and bad. Yeah, now it comes up like that. I'll just take that and let's kill them. Yeah, that's more like it. Can I do it? Can I get them dead? No, bastard. I can't. If they've got a card, if they've got a set, let's go. They've won. Because I haven't got a set afterwards. If they haven't got a set, I've won. Tension mounts. They haven't got a set. Good game, I can say. Well done. Well played. Ha 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 ha. They'll go offline now in a fit of pique. Well played. Well, there you go. He's a good player, and the picture suggests that he's 10 years old, 12 years old. He doesn't realise that he's playing a game with someone who's old enough to be his great-grandfather. I can remember playing my grandfather at this game when I was about 7 years old, and he would always complain, look at, he's got all those armies and he's just taking all mine away, and I've got so few, it's so unfair, he would say. 62,105 points I have. Let's see how many points I score for that. And I've... 62,000, what was that? What have I got? I've actually gained. I should have lost points. What the hell is that? My rank should have gone up. I should have actually done better. I've actually lost points. Now then, why is that happening? I keep doing that. I keep getting those losing points when winning games. You saw it happen, didn't you? Or did I misread those numbers? I shall have to check. Anyway, I think that's the end of this session, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to my ramblings, and I hope that you will join the channel, or at least like it, or subscribe to it. That's the word I was looking for. And as you can see, there's a number of very short games on there, and I shall endeavour to make more of those short ones if I can think of anything very pertinent to say about the skills that are necessary to win. But as you can see, I won one and I lost one. 50-50 chance, eh? Well, that's above average for most people here, so I guess I'm still would be considered to be a pretty good player. But I do like to play the game rather than cheat, and which you can get to be a grandmaster very easily just by playing friends and working yourself into a situation where you're only playing people who are determined to lose. And people often do. I don't know why they bother doing that. Then they've got an account that's a Grandmaster account, and they can flash that on their website now and again. But anyway, there you go. Let's take a look at what I am here. Look at the hours I've wasted on this game. 754 hours. I could have been earning money. I could have been doing something really useful. And my longest win streak is 14. There was someone with a win streak of 31 there. How do they do that? Well, they cheat, don't they? Longest lose streak is 15. You know, I'm winning and I'm losing. But, you know, I've been on a losing streak lately. There you go. I did a 4-turn win. You can do it. It does happen. I was quite surprised by it myself. I was obviously playing people who were dumb enough to lose like that. And I've had a 2-hour game. I do believe that was probably a fixed card game. And that was probably one of the reasons why I decided, no, I'm not going to play fixed card games. They're just so boring. Whereas, as you can see, it's much more exciting with increasing card game. What are they? Progressive cards. That's the word. Right. Thank you for watching, if you have. If you've got this far, then truly thank you. This has been Grandmaster or Bust, and I hope you've enjoyed this analysis of another win. So don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my journey to Grandmastering.